once we get to pick 9, there's still the matter of Michael Penix on the board. And the Jets have a great interview with them. So what they do, and the Vikings need a quarterback. So what they do is that the Bears trade the pick to the Vikings, and then the Vikings trade the pick to the Jets for Aaron Rodgers.
I hate you with every single bone in my body.
I think that might be somewhat based. Might be.
Yeah, based on fucking nothing.
Hey, we're live.
Bears fans here. You got 3 Bears fans, and then this is what happened.
Yeah, by the way, we're live.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
We are?
noticed that.
I think the proper way is to start off with Tegan's scorching hot take of how Aaron Rodgers gets to the.
Yeah, right in the middle of that. We just start this damn show right in the middle of him doing that.
Why is it that we always start on me just talking some straight bull? Like, I swear, it was with Marby's last night, and then, 2 weeks ago, and then last week, what was it? Like, the hating homeless people?
No, I don't think that got on. You just said Marby's over and over and over.
Oh yeah, Marby's, my bad.
Oh God, Marby.
It's just some general Tegan bullshit.
Anyway, welcome to the Untitled Sickos Project, where we dress Tegan up like a circus clown and tell him to do weird stuff for the $5 we promise, but we'll never give to him. My name is Car Sausage. Who are you people?
I am the Mastora, and and the Toronto Maple Leafs will not win a playoff game this year. We are going to get swept in the first round.
My name is Aiden. I am fucking nervous. Son of tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you were nervous because you thought we were gonna say some stuff that would get us canceled.
No. Son of tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's his new fear. That's his new fear.
Hi, I'm Nick Man. We kidnapped. I'm the one who will confirm that we kidnapped him.
Yeah, we got him right here. We got him right where we got him. We kidnap him because we just need him.
We need the ratings, people.
We do.
This was not, I'm Tegan, and this was not a business decision on my part. The fact that I'm here is a cry for help. I am blinking all the times that I can. Please, for the love of God, someone help me. Someone get me out of this fucking basement. If I don't get out of here, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind!
In due time, my sweet pet. In due time.
That giveaway.
No way.
Oh God. All right. Anyways, what a I'm gonna call this wildcard weekend kind of funny, but mostly uneventful. But funny.
It was a wild mid weekend, I'd say.
Yeah, very average.
There was one
games.
saving grace to it.
There was a lot of shitty games, but also a lot of funny moments.
Mm-hmm. Such as the
I wouldn't
Eagles
even say
being
funny.
who we thought they were, and the Cowboys. What happened?
They were the Cowboys, all right.
I will refrain from my Packers rant till later because it goes along with my Cowboys rant. But yeah, I turned that game off, and I rarely ever turn games off.
Well, the one game I did turn off. I turned off the Eagles and Tampa Bay Buccaneers because that game was just pathetic.
Oh no, that was like my third Super Bowl, if that makes sense. Watching the Eagles crumble was so satisfying. Seeing that franchise get all they deserve was so satisfying.
Very true.
Your ass a while back told you.
I just want to say it was really funny when the ESPN camera crew pans the crowd, and you just saw Eagles fans wearing a fucking badge on their like.
You're in the goddamn playoffs. Why are you wearing bags?
I called it.
I know.
I just want to say, I called it. I
I'm just
got
gonna
a
say it.
preseason prediction right, god damn it!
Hey, y'all.
Yeah,
That
congrats,
the
you got
Buccaneers
two,
would
you got
be
two of them
offensive.
right.
In one game, too. I knew that the Buccaneers would shock people with how good they are, and I knew the Eagles would be dog shit because of Matt Patricia. Fuck.
And
I
that
just
they
want to say,
were.
hold on, I just want to say, like, the fact that, yeah, okay, like, Eagles fans are just usually Eagles fans either being entitled or just annoying as fuck, but I gotta say, it is hilarious, truly hilarious that their team is really falling apart when their fan base has the bags ready playoff game.
A popcorn too.
Oh yeah. Also, we have as Neil here. I thought he was sleeping.
What? No, I'm gonna comp match. Almost done, boys. But we're choking like the Falcons right now, though. So
Thank you for your introduction.
yeah. All right. This is Zasniel. Right now, currently busy trying to rank up. No, wait. I'm sorry. On Destiny 2 competitive. But after this match, I will be full on ears on our topics today, which I'm really excited about. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Really good day.
Remember, friends don't let friends play Destiny 2 ranked.
A famous philosopher once said, "I would rather swim on Trash Island and consume nothing but trash for day after day after day, bathe in it, let myself bask in the sun, and then step into a soggy carpeted room and take in all the smell, than play 1 hour of League of Legends."
Wow.
That sounds like the angry video game nerd.
Yeah.
Angry video game taken.
I am not
Yeah,
the
this
angry
game is a
video game
shitload
nerd.
of fuck.
I stand nostalgia critic. I don't stand the angry video game doofus.
You know what, Kagan? You're a poopy head.
You know
You want me to
what?
spell it? You're a poopy head.
Take
You know what?
Take a
You know what?
diary up in the
You know what? I'm gonna say fuck. I forget his catchphrase.
Who, the nostalgia critic?
No, fucking angry video game nerd. Because I was gonna make a joke.
His main thing is he says, this game is a shitload of fuck.
You're a shitload of fuck.
I'm just gonna say this though, I am on the side of the angry video game nerd for one fucking reason. He never made an awful album based on The Wall.
That's true.
Wall. Yeah.
I'll make a bet. Actually, I should make everyone miserable. Before I say anything, I want to know, if I make a bet, who will be willing to do it with me?
Oh god,
Context?
I'll do it. This better
Okay.
not be like fucking No Sleep November, because I swear to god.
No, not that. Luke, would you be down to do it too?
Context? I need to know what it
agree.
is.
You have to agree.
No, I'm not agreeing to something I don't
It's not
know.
anything monetary.
Sanity's sake, I have to know what it is for me to be in it. I have to know what it is.
I'm
Nick,
already
are
in.
you willing to?
No.
Then I won't do it.
Okay,
Oh, man, what was it gonna
would
be?
have been?
If the Packers would have won the Super Bowl as a special Sickos project, we would listen to the entirety of Doug Walker's The Wall.
You know, fucking
Oh
let's do it.
god. Oh
Let's do it.
god.
You know what? That's a punishment I would have fucking done already. That's a punishment I would have already tried to do.
Is everyone willing to do that? If we
Yeah,
did it?
I
I want
let's
to
do this.
change it to Spencer's forced to watch. I want to say if somehow, some way, the Vikings have at any point Aaron Rodgers play QB for them, I want Spencer to watch 2 weeks of Fuomoko mornings.
If Spencer does that, will you join us in doing that?
I will actually. If the Packers win the Super Bowl, I will join. I will join.
Spencer,
And
take one for the team. Take one for the team.
you know what? If the Vikings somehow win the Super Bowl, I'm forcing you all to listen to one Merzbow album. Fuck you.
What?
I can handle that. I can handle that.
Which album? Hold on, which album?
Merzbow? Have you ever heard of him? Japanese noise artist?
Okay, you know, I don't think I've heard him. I don't think I have.
Okay.
Dude.
So we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
the Packers win the Super Bowl, which, god damn it, if they get past the Niners, I'm going to be incredibly terrified. We will have a special sicko stream. Where we'll review Doug Walker's The Wall. That is in the books. That is on camera. I'm going to hate myself for coming up with this because the Packers will find some way to make our lives hell.
Well, I mean,
To be
there's.
fair, I was the one who name dropped the wall.
Comfortably
first,
dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Packers are gonna make it past the Niners.
Oh, hold on. Let's get to that later. Let's get to that when we
we'll
talk
get to
about
that later.
Packers
Yeah.
Niners.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
But we have one team that we just need to two teams that we just need to beat into the ground.
The Panthers?
No, Cowboys and Eagles.
NFC Least is back.
Wait. Before we do, my mom just has a very special thing. She's very proud of the Packers. No. Very proud of the Lions for what they did, and she wishes Matthew Stafford the best, and thinks it was very rude that the people of Detroit booed him and showed him the middle finger.
I don't think people should be booing him. These are the same people that were cheering for him to win the Super Bowl. That Super Bowl for the Rams felt more like the Detroit Lions Super Bowl than the Rams Super Bowl.
Huh?
Yeah, they were booing him and double middle fingering him.
These are the same fans that were cheering for him when he was with the Rams when they were doing the Super Bowl run.
I understand that business is business when it comes to the Lions and their home playoff game. It's just, yeah, that did feel a bit, excessive. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That being said, they win a playoff game for the first time since January of 1992. None of us here were born for that.
Do you also want to know something that's a horrifying thought? Do you want to know how many playoff games they've won since 1957?
3.
3, the Lions.
Yep, 3.
So don't worry, Lions, your next playoff wins in 30 years! I mean, the thing is, like, I know people want to talk and say, here we have the brand new Lions. Pump your brakes.
Hey, I'm just gonna say they don't feel like the same old Lions. I'm gonna say that they're not the same old Lions. But
I know.
different. Once they brand new, but they might be. They're definitely a different kind of Detroit Lions.
It feels different.
Yeah.
I need them to do it again next year. Make the playoffs. Win a playoff game.
What if they win the Super Bowl this year, though?
That whole city is going to be partying non-stop. My point will still stand. My point, honestly, though...
They're going to be partying well into the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
my point with the Lions
Detroit will burn.
Will still stand. I need them to see it do back-to-back years. I need them to see it. Because...
Okay, Luke Bayless.
I do, because I will still say that's the same old Cowboys, because that's what the Cowboys did. Even if they had won, right? Even if they had won against the Packers and went to the next round and got schooled by the Niners, I still would have said that's the same old Cowboys. I
If the
need
Cowboys won, it was
to
I'm just
see
not
it
gonna
more
call
than
them the same.
once.
I'm not gonna fucking call them the same old Lions right now because they're clearly fucking not. Okay, it's very clear.
Not this year,
Yeah.
but I need that.
If you seriously think they're the same old Lions,
I'm not gonna.
please,
I'm not. I'm in the middle. I don't think they're the same old Lions, but I don't think they're the brand new Lions either. I want this to be a long time where the Lions consistently make the playoffs and do well in them. That's my point. That I'm trying to make.
I just think the Lions. I mean, I agree with Luke in a bit of a sense. I still think they're trying to develop their new identity, but I do think you already see inklings of their identity. They're hard nosed. They're going to beat you into the ground.
The Lions have
they're
had a
bunch
new
of pucks who
identity
don't give a shit.
since Dan Campbell has taken over. There's no question about that, right? 100%. The Lions have a new identity to it. But I want this, for me to call them the brand new Lions, clinch a playoff spot next year. Then,
Again, if they win the Super Bowl, though, does that matter?
Oh yeah, if they win the Super Bowl, it's the brand new Lions. That's end of discussion. If they win the damn Super Bowl, obviously.
Okay. I'll do them that. I'll only call them the brand new Lions if they win the Super Bowl this year, or they make the playoffs next year. They just have to make it.
all right. So, for these two teams, we have a bit of a thing where we send them to the superintendent's office.
No. What the Cowboys and Eagles did, we've just straight up just decided to say fuck it, and we've just arrested them. We're interrogating them.
Will the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles please come to the interrogation booth?
Hold up. Hey, Tegan, can you go bring the Dallas Cowboys from their cell? Thanks.
Yeah, one moment. Hey, you motherfuckers, if you don't get over here and stop being underachieving sacks of shit, I'm going to personally come into that jail cell and I'm going to show you, here we go, hike.
I thought I was about to say something like my 8-inch rod or something like that.
All right, let's see. Let's look.
Hey, Cowboys, you better get to the interrogation room or I'm going to bring in the Niners again. I'll bring in the Niners.
They got they've escaped. They're gonna say it's their year again.
Oh, hold on.
Bring in the Niners.
Spencer, sedate them. Hello, why would you sedated this? They're clearly talking irrationally right now.
Hang on a second.
Ezekiel Elliott, that center. How y'all acting now?
Let's see what the first charge is. Fraud.
The first charge
is fraud. Category 1, overrated. Dak Padscott.
Oh wait, I also have another charge that wasn't brought up in court. They got away with being complete and other public nuisances too.
Oh right, public indecency.
Think of the children.
Let's see.
Yeah, won't somebody think of the children?
Having Mike McCarthy come back, that's just a unique charge on its own.
That's loitering, actually. That's loitering.
Oh, loitering. Cool. I don't care about squatters' rights. So.
Inside trading as well. They're clearly trading information to the teams on how to absolutely destroy them.
Mm-hmm. And how Dan Quinn's probably the... Oh, good lord, Seahawks' next head coach. Lovely.
What? So I think we have to discuss before their punishment. I think we have to start talking about what in the actual world are these teams thinking, or is this team thinking?
I mean, I think Scooter did put up a good point. With the Cowboys. For starters, you're not trading Dak Prescott. There is.
Oh, 100,
You're 100% not trading Dak.
100% you're not.
There is no way in hell you're trading Dak Prescott. I think, especially because I don't think there's one quarterback that's out there on the market that is available that is better than Dak.
Maybe Kirk Cousins.
That's it. But Dak is younger than Kirk.
Yeah, and
True.
Kirk's coming up injury. That's
Mhm.
that's the main thing.
Unfortunately, because of that, Dak is a better option than Kirk as of right now.
Yeah, but I like Kirk because he's my boy.
Yes, we know.
And he
Yes, we know.
And he sponsors Pizza Ranch.
He's got that
I mean-
dumpy, bro. He's got that dumpy.
I still say it's Calrelli,
And-
but whatever.
Kirk Cousins is the person Spencer wished that he grew up to be.
It's true.
Yeah, I too would like to go to a Minnesota Twins game and then be be casually recognized and not disturbed by the public.
Oh, he was roasted by Mike Florio for saying, why is he at a baseball game and not at practice? Like, fuck off, dude.
That's what I
It's
do.
for real.
I'm in Mike Florio L.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Because to me, I think if the Cowboys want to do something, I think they do. You consider the Cowboys drafting a rookie quarterback this year?
No.
Nope.
I don't
No,
think they
no,
can.
no.
I think.
We all know what's gonna happen. They're gonna, like Jerry's gonna get a boner over a wide receiver in during the combine, and he's gonna be like, "I want to draft it," and his son is gonna remind him,
I want to get it for Dacky.
and then it's like, "Dude, you know you're the GM, right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna draft him."
He's got a hard on for Michael Mayer because he thinks he can get him.
Wait, what if Jerry Boy overpaid for Brandon Ayuk?
No, not gonna happen.
No, I mean, Cooks
My
was
thing's
a
this.
great
Hold on. No,
ad.
wait, hold on. My thing is this. Okay, my thing is this because I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be McCarthy or Dak, but I just get the feeling Jerry Jones is still gonna find someone to scapegoat here. He's just gonna find anyone to scapegoat, whether it's random player or just a little random worker for the Cowboys or something. He's just gonna find a way to just, fuck you, you're fired.
I
The
think
refs. He's gonna blame the refs again.
Driver.
I think the way
He's gonna
Jerry,
blame the Dallas Stars Zamboni driver just because.
the only excuse I'll give for the Cowboys defense is they haven't had Diggs. They didn't have most of their linebackers for this game.
I mean, they still have the Ron Bland, who honestly was kind of overrated, but still.
Deron
You
Bland-
have Leighton Vander Esch
was that
and
he got too much media attention. He's a good
I like-
cornerback,
I
but
feel like-
the-
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
agree. I mean, my favorite Deron Bland is he's basically 2021 Trevon Diggs. Before Diggs really became elite with the coverage and all that, he was just more known as just the interception guy who would give up big plays at the same time. That's Bland. I think Bland will, he'll get better with time.
Late interception, man.
Yeah, interception man.
I mean, they lost. They didn't have him. I think the Cowboys would have been a lot better if they had Diggs around. They would have had their pieces around. I think Cowboys might consider looking for a pass rush, and I don't think I think they let Dan Quinn go. I think that's the scapegoat.
I think actually,
Dan
yeah,
Quinn's going to
I could see
Seattle, sadly.
They
I
don't.
could see that being the scapegoat.
I think even that, I think Dan Quinn goes to be a defensive coordinator just somewhere else.
No, he's being head coached.
Oh, that'd be such a foolish idea. Oh God,
Yeah, no, the
Seattle,
Chargers
please don't
interviewed him.
hire him
He's
as
gonna
a
get
head
another chance, and he's going to go to Seattle, Luke.
Well, I'm just gonna say,
No.
look, I'm gonna say this. If he did not have that bad of a performance, I would say right now he's probably on his way to Seattle right now. But because of how awful that performance was for the Cowboys defense, yes, I know they had some guys out, some key pieces like Diggs, obviously. But like, good lord, guys, random guys for the Packers were 30 yards away from the closest defender. How does that fucking happen so many times?
Exactly. It's the big reason I feel like Dan Quinn is good for 1 or 2 years. After that is when there's just certain things where he just doesn't develop in players. I just think he
I would
goes
agree.
somewhere else
Yeah.
and goes be as a defensive coordinator. I don't think he's a coach. Is as hot as a head coaching candidate as he's been in the past.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, hey, this is the same league that gave Josh McDaniels a second chance, so anything's possible.
Josh McDaniels should have. I thought Josh McDaniels would learn from his mistakes. I had apathy. I heard of his story. I heard that, man, if I had a second chance, I would learn from my actions. Nope, you thought the Patriot way was going to work again. Did the Patriot way work? Nope.
Actually, before we continue on, can I actually give a good noodle point?
Okay.
Sure.
Even though it's like the most basic good noodle point of all time, congratulations, Las Vegas Raiders. You made the correct choice. You made the correct choice this time with your head coach.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
they did.
finally.
Just develop a quarterback and you'll be fine. You will be
Yeah, get an offensive coordinator and, see what you got, quarterback, just, try something, and it should be good.
Do your best. I want Antonio Pierce to work. I gotta see
Yeah, I
how
think we all
he
do.
prepares his team for the offseason. What schemes is he gonna run? He's got a lot of work to do. He's gonna be a busy man. If the players are gonna play hard for him, I hope it's gonna be hard enough to make the playoffs, because you're gonna need, just to make the playoffs alone, you're going to need a lot, because the minimum requirement in the AFC to have a 100% guaranteed chance just at making the playoffs alone is 11. If the Jacksonville Jaguars won, the Steelers would have been out as the 8th seed at 10-7. They were very close to not being included in the playoffs. The AFC is the death row, and not to mention they have Mahomes. So they got a lot of work to do, and I wish Antonio Pierce the best of luck.
I just thought we should get that information before we get to the other criminal. Let me get them real quick.
Yeah, go get Nick, specifically Nick Sirianni. As for
Nick Sirianni, your crimes against you are fraudulence, angering the public, and being a overall general dumbass. You do not have to plead guilty or not guilty, because we all know at the end of the day you're from Philly and we don't give a shit about you. You're guilty as fuck.
I mean, the last thing.
Those
last thing-
Darius Leaf are going to bring Debo Samuel in here.
Before we get to the Eagles, the last thing that I thought was kind of insane, it shows that Jerry Jones still really wants to meddle with the team's affairs and still be the team's GM. The fact that he's still going with McCarthy just says a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's basically a cigar bar for his loyal people. That's why it took so long for him to get rid of Jason Garrett. It's why it took so long for him to finally realize that Ezekiel Elliott is toast. How many times did Tony Romo get injured before he finally put him on the side of the street?
More importantly, I wonder just how many times this man just is gonna realize the best. I'm okay with him being a fan of this team, But the fact that there was no attempt to give Bill Belichick a call.
Personally, I'd call Bill Belichick just to ask if his refrigerator was running.
Wait, that's crazy because my refrigerator is running right now.
You better go.
Well, you better go get it.
Spencer, you are being called for your crimes against a police officer. You will have what do you have to say for yourself?
Fuck the police.
Based.
Especially what they did in St. Louis. Bunch of people harassing a gay guy. Gay guy claps back. Police arrest the gay guy for harassment. Fuck them.
Yo, Dre, what you want to say?
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. Rich young man got it back because I'm or gay or anything that doesn't conform to the race of the cops. Fuck them. Fuck the police. Fuck the police.
All right, well spoken. Anyways, yeah, Cowboys. I don't even think you guys can finish above 500 next year. Go. Just go.
Just leave.
Be gone. Be gone.
Get out of my sight, you worms.
Well, if any consolation, Cowboys fans, you've given the NFC North fans that are not Packers fans nightmares again. That's
for the
it.
wrong reasons, mind you, but still.
All right, now Nick Sirianni.
And Matt Patricia.
And Brian Johnson.
They've done the right
And
move.
Jalen Hurts.
They are searching for coordinators. Those two are gone.
Can I just say this? Jalen Hurts went from a top 3 quarterback to possibly the worst quarterback in terms of the NFC North right now.
No.
North.
No. NFC East, you mean?
No, NFC North. I genuinely mean that.
No. Okay, so have do you guys watch Brett Coleman?
I do.
I mean,
Did you
Jalen
see
Hurts.
I feel the best video that described the Eagles, where the Eagles are running a high school offense. Their offense, statistically, the fact that they don't run motion when this team should be running all sorts of motions, using your run game to effectiveness. Like, the closest time I saw the Eagles play 4 quarters was Thursday Night Football against the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't even do that. They almost gave up a comeback.
They almost did, but that was the closest game they played 4th quarters. Why? They did very good establishing the run. They had a very great run game.
Fair, part of that is because we couldn't stop a running nose for most of the season, but...
Well, yeah, I mean, they got the thing
it's...
done. I mean, the thing is, it really says something when I remember hearing about this during the Eagles-Cowboys Sunday Night Football game where literal fans pulled up to, like, the Eagles practice facility with a sign that said, "Run the ball." Like, that should tell you a lot.
Like,
didn't Richard Sherman say something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said that last, 2022. I remember him saying that.
During the end of the Broncos-Colts game, I remember that too.
Yep.
Because Nick Sirianni is going down the route that Brandon Staley went down. You think you're a genius. No, you're not. You're a coach. But you're a coach whose seat is scorching hot right now.
You know what he is, though? He's more of a smug asshole than Brandon Staley ever was. Like, the levels of smugness coming off of Sirianni makes me just want to punch him in the face.
It's an warning to Nick Sirianni.
Bro, I mean, a guy who I saw...
Didn't he talk shit to the Eagles, to the Chiefs, I mean? Nick
Yeah.
Sirianni,
Yeah,
he talked shit to the
yes.
Chiefs.
After they beat him, he talked fucking shit to the fans, like walking out and just saying whatever he fucking felt. Which, yeah, I mean, that was definitely a moment right there, seeing how the Eagles would play afterwards. But I mean, the thing is, it's like Sirianni, like in terms of personality, he gives me Joe Judge vibes. He gives me a lot of Joe
Oh,
Judge.
damn.
I mean, the fact
We
that
all remember those
most,
press conferences he had.
like, the sheer fact that most of their runs were inside options. They didn't go for anything to really stretch the play, to stretch themselves out. They got, like, the amount of time that defensive coordinators have that are studying every aspect of your offense from routes you run to how you breathe is they dissected how Nick Sirianni ran his offense, and guess what? The Eagles did nothing. They had to adjust how they were going to play football in order to beat Tampa Bay. And that game could have been a lot worse if it weren't for all those drop passes that Tampa Bay did.
Yep.
Yeah, they treated the tush push like a cheat code, but like everybody had figured it out by the time they got to the wild card.
Exactly. It's like there's this really broken character in video game X, and they people have figured out how to counter it, but then by now you've been patched, so people know how they're gonna beat you now.
I'm just
Also,
gonna say this.
too. Oh, go ahead, Nick.
I'm just gonna say the fact that I know you said like yeah their coordinators are gone. Look, from rumors I'm hearing, there's a good chance Brian Johnson's coming back, which would be fucking hilarious, seeing how Hurts looked under him.
And if somehow by some unholy miracle we get Matt Patricia back in the saddle, like I will fucking laugh my ass off, dude.
Oh, please
It would be hilarious. It would be fucking hilarious, but I mean, yeah, I doubt that happens. But I mean, the thing with the Eagles defense was, look, it was not good with Sean to say. I mean, I like Sean a lot, but that Eagles defense, even though it was definitely expected to be weaker than it was last season with the loss in talent, it was not being coached well. But at the same time, the only issue was, well, let's see, the fact that your replacement is Matt Patricia is not exactly inspiring any hope. And seeing how those games ended, yeah, that was as bad as you could imagine in terms of how that experiment went.
However, thank you for vilifying my hatred for the Eagles making that hire. You may not have won the won any playoff games, but you won the Super Bowl of getting one of my predictions right. Thank you, and go fuck yourself.
We should have
I'm
known.
gonna say this too. The only winner in the NFC East when it comes to the Dallas and Eagles games are truly the Giants. The Giants are the only winners in that game because after seeing them keep those coaches and showing how great the Giants did down the stretch, like I'm now starting to sit here and consider the Giants have a legit chance to win the division in that next year.
And hey, you've been vetoed, paisanos.
The Giants are an O-line away from really dominating the East. Like, I
get a new defensive coordinator though. I get a new one.
I think an easier schedule will definitely help them this year.
Yeah,
it will a little bit. It's also the NFC. I mean, it's a possibility, but keep in mind, it's hard from going from being, the team that let the most sacks on their quarterback this year versus then, trying to turn that around in 1 year. It's kind of hard.
I will say though, regarding the Eagles, I mean, we should have known this team was done for. When in Week 18, with all their starters playing, they were trailing 24-0 at halftime against the Giants.
That was.
We even got a Tommy Gabagool DeVito sighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, to
tell
all
you.
Eagles haters out there, you're welcome. We gave the blueprint. Sincerely, San Francisco.
Mhm.
No, they gave the blueprint themselves. They were just like, we want to lose. Fuck winning, bro. Here's the blueprint on how to beat us. You know, we'll even let the Jets do it.
Here's my
That's how
opinion on the
desperate we
Eagles.
are.
My opinion on the Eagles is that they are a very mentally weak team. Like, you'd think that, a brutal loss against like a conference rival would set them straight and make them realize, oh, hey, we need to tighten things up. We need to, get our revenge, kick someone else's ass. But, he just kept spiraling, and that could partially be because his team is just so mentally weak. Like, the one time their veneer of invulnerability was torn away, they just fell apart. And I
I mean,
think for me,
They got embarrassed by the Niners. Got embarrassed by the Cowboys. Let Drew Lock just completely destroy them on a final drive. Barely
That was
survived against.
Matt Patricia's first game as a defensive coordinator, by the way.
How was it? 90.
barely-
it was 92 yards, right?
Yeah,
It was 92 yards, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, then barely survived against the Giants, then got embarrassed by your former defensive coordinator, which, by the way, I just want to say, the Eagles fans who cried about Jonathan Gannon, I hope you can shut the fuck up now. And then, for the Giants game in Week 18, it's like, yeah, this team just crumbled immediately. They crumbled
How quickly
so
did we
much.
all say the Buccaneers were going to win this game? Like,
Quick. Very
It was
quick.
really
It was
very quick.
fast.
it took me 2
Yeah.
seconds to decide.
I was actually the ones that was like thinking, it's like, maybe this is the get right game, and then I was like, no, it's not. No, it's
so
not.
speaking of mental strength, I'm reminded of this quote by George Kittle after the Niners lost to the Ravens. You can't really do anything about a loss. All you can do is kick the ass of the next one you face. That's something the Eagles could have easily done. Like if when they lost to the Niners, they could have used the Cowboys game as like their as a way to vent, like bring out
Their
their
get good
negative
game.
emotions. Yeah. Or after a back-to-back facing by the Niners and Cowboys, they could have used the Seahawks as their poor whipping boy. Kind of like how the Niners basically destroyed Washington after losing to Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
But the Eagles, this is where you separate contenders from the pretenders. It's mental
The
strength.
wheat from
And I
the
think-
chaff.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got my drift. But I think for me, that really shows. I don't know if it's a coaching issue. I don't know if it's a cultural issue. But I think the Eagles need to have like a big long talk on themselves on the off season, because this ain't just about like missing talent. I think this could probably be at the very least bad coaching. If they don't change at least one coordinator next season, they are fucked.
And
Oh, yeah.
honestly, maybe we need to start having conversations about Howie Roseman being on the hot seat again.
It could happen. I mean, it could happen.
It has
I mean,
to-
I will say that. I mean, the thing is, a really thing that I noticed is like, yeah, their linebacker core was atrocious this season, and like, damn, I know a certain linebacker you could have had that's in Chicago right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I'm still going to say this. I think the fact that people aren't blaming Jalen Hurts as much is a little bit weak, because I saw him play, and that was like one of the worst games I've seen a quarterback play in a while. Like when he was in the end zone and he didn't even seem to read the field. He just tossed the ball somewhere, hoping to not get a safety, when either way, he was going to get a safety for intentional grounding. Like, that play just pretty much summed up how I thought Jalen Hurts did throughout this year.
It was
Did
atrocious.
he have help? No. But is he doing stuff to help himself out? No. I think Jalen Hurts needs to be talked about, because if we're going to laugh
he's
at
entering
Daniel
his
Jones for 4 years, $160 million, then we need to laugh at Jalen Hurts for 5 years, $250 million.
Oh, he's for sure entering his Kyler Murray arc.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know
Very well
who
could be.
Jalen kind of reminds me of? Like, I'm sorry for my Niner bias, but I think he's starting to remind me of, Kaepernick during 2014, 2013. Like, his athleticism is
Yeah,
there,
it gave me some
and
vibe.
yeah, his athleticism is there, and he's got potential, but then you realize he's got some flaws in terms of decision making and his and his passing.
So he's Dan Orlovsky with legs.
Kind of, somewhat, yeah.
And just
Maybe. Yeah.
my entire point is, I think we need to start putting some more blame on Jalen Hurts.
I do
Because-
agree with that. I agree.
Because I feel like he's getting a little bit too baby. He has one of the greatest offensive lines in football, and he is putting himself in those situations.
Well,
Yeah,
Tegan.
speaking of the O-line, hold on, speaking of the O, how the fuck are you gonna let Jason Kelsey go out like that?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
I felt bad
Yeah.
for Jason Kelsey. Dude basically laid down his life. I mean, dude pretty much says, "Oh, fuck me," every time they go to tush push, because he's basically being trampled upon by his own fucking QB during the play.
Yeah, and honestly, it reminds me a lot of how Joe Thomas went out right after that 0-16 season.
Yeah, it's sad.
So basically, if you're an offensive lineman, don't ever retire because it's going to be sad.
No one wants to see a big guy retire.
That's why Trent Williams is coming back for one more year, at least.
If he wins the Super Bowl, if the Niners win the Super Bowl, he'll retire.
Actually, he said that-
I'm just reminded of Joe Staley, who after Super Bowl 54 retired. Although
Yeah.
I will say I'm kind of pissed he didn't come back to Rockford after that. Like, what the fuck? We raised you.
I will say this though, for just all NFL players out there, do not run it back. Take out going off on a good note. Do not try to run it back. It doesn't work.
No,
I
it
mean,
does
to be
not.
fair, Trent is doing pretty well for a 30-plus dude, and he says he wants to break the record for Pro Bowl appearances. So win or lose, I think he's coming back. That's what he says, I think.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I mean,
Let's
my
get
big
back to
thing
roast-
with Jalen Hurts is, I think, well, even just for the Eagles in general, there's going to be a very big microscope under this team all year long. They're not gonna have any moment where if they just lose, people are gonna be, oh, it's just lost, it's whatever. If the Eagles lose, it's gonna be a media nightmare for the team. Absolute media nightmare.
And honestly, it couldn't have happened to a better team for it, because those fucking Philly fans are gonna tear them apart like a vulture with roadkill.
Yep. Very true. And their whole team absolutely deserves it every step of the way.
Yeah, and so does that fucking fan base.
I mean, also,
By the
the
way,
only
I-
thing I will say that it was kind of funny at the Eagles did is that one of the fans threw popcorn at Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, I
I
saw
don't
that.
blame him. I don't blame him. Although I gotta say this to the Eagles. Debo is right. Get rid of James Bradbury. He's overrated. Debo is right.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Agreed.
I just want to quote to sum up the Eagles season. We don't have any words, and we know you don't want to hear them. We understand your anger, your frustration, your sadness, everything you're feeling, we get it. This isn't the ending we imagined, and certainly not the one we wanted. Thank you for being there the entire way.
Thank you,
Oh,
noted
boy.
San Jose. Thank you, noted San Jose Sharks fan, Tegan.
get ready, Tegan. You're gonna be used to that when we finally get good again.
I still got 3 more years, man. I still got 3 more years.
Yeah, don't worry. 3 more years till we start choking in the playoffs again.
Exactly. I mean, the way how I see it for the Eagles, you better hope those young players that you drafted really high developed into what you think they could be. Because if they don't, you know that big trade that Howie Roseman just kept getting more and more picks for. That's going to be a genuine waste. But other than that,
yeah.
I mean, I wish you good luck. Given how the NFC East works, I don't see how you could win the division at the end of the day. Good luck. My hot take would be Jalen Hurts tears his ACL and the Eagles get exposed for the frauds that they are.
As much as I don't really wish any injuries, but yeah, Eagles,
Yeah.
you guys got a lot of questions to ask.
They do. It's. I don't want to wish injuries upon them, but in order for Nick Sirianni to hopefully get fired, is you need something to happen.
Out of his.
I mean, I will say, if Nick Sirianni had gotten fired, I think he would have been only the 3rd coach in NFL history to have gotten fired after making a Super Bowl the previous season.
It would have been totally deserved, though.
There's 2 of them I know, by the way. The Raiders coach after they fired John Gruden the first time.
Bill Callahan.
And John Fox. Yeah, Bill Callahan and John Fox.
Both of those were incredibly deserved.
Yeah.
Indeed. To think one of these... do you think that the Giants or the Commanders just, on a scale of 1 to 10, have any shot at making the playoffs next year? Yes or no?
Giants, I give a solid 8. Commanders, I give a solid 4.
All I can say is the NFC East is gonna be pretty fucking chaotic next year. I won't be surprised if the Commanders or the Giants win the division just because for the glory of chaos. It's gonna be fun to watch, to say the least.
I'm just gonna give 5s to both of them because that's how the NFC East works. I mean,
yeah,
all I know is knowing
five.
the history of the NFC East, the Cowboys are not winning the division next year. There will be a new winner.
Also, unfortunately, I have some bad news. Steelers not gonna go Super Bowl. They fulfilled the Mike Tomlin prophecy of having a winning season, and then they proceeded to fuck off against the Bills.
No. You don't understand. Still are gonna Super Bowl. They just gotta get the ticket. They just gotta get the tickets.
I mean, my thing with
They need to use Geek.
my other things with the Steelers is it's hard.
How long have they been stuck in the mud? Exactly like this.
Hell. They're stuck in football hell.
Their last playoff win was during the Obama administration.
I just feel at the end of the day, to me, I weirdly think this is where you don't fire Tomlin. I feel like realistically, the Steelers are just a quarterback, a real quarterback, like a leader in the locker room, away from making a run at the playoffs.
I mean, I agree. It's just where the fuck are you gonna get that quarterback? Who is gonna be that?
Currently
guy?
they're picking 20th overall, and they're saying
Michael
quarterback.
Jr.
We thought you said cornerback, and they draft Nate Wiggins from Clemson.
Because look, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think Kenny Pickett's the guy.
He's not.
I just don't think he's him.
No.
The whole quarterback class
all the
has been bad except for Brock Purdy.
I mean, with all due respect to Mason Rudolph too, he's a strong backup, very good backup, but he's an average quarterback at best. So yeah, it's not the answer either.
And then
And
there's
he will be playing in the XFL real soon.
Trubenski. Also, it's not the XFL anymore; it's the UFL.
UFL, yes, I know the UFL. Still getting used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like
who else
the
lost this
Steelers,
weekend?
I feel, can make a can make a trade. I think can make a significant trade to get a quarterback. I'd trade whatever it takes except for TJ Watt. Because if TJ Watt plays, they've only lost one game where TJ Watt has played. When he doesn't play, this team is completely a tragedy.
I'm just gonna say it. I would. There are two quarterbacks that I'm linking to the Steelers right now: Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. I'm linking those two.
100%.
And you know what? Here's a bit of a hot take. Maybe they do trade TJ Watt and they finally do suck out loud because the team has just rotted away for years, and all that mediocrity has gotten them jack diddly squat.
Look, I'm just gonna say, if they were gonna tank, I get the feeling Tomlin would be gone, or at least they'd be considering trading him.
Absolutely.
True, but until he's gone, more 9-8 bullshit headed our way.
It's just, I don't know. The Steelers are just stuck in a constant wheel of mediocrity. Same trends you've seen for years. Dramas here and there, playing down the competition all the damn time. It's just, it's the same damn shit with this team.
It needs to change.
It's a cultural issue with the Steelers. Like, I mean, it's a culture that embraces mediocrity and
I think it's a culture that has
arrogance.
started to embrace mediocrity. I feel like it's almost Cincinnati Bengal-esque of what they've been doing in all those years where Cincinnati has held on to Marvin
The
Lewis.
Marvin Lewis era. Oh my God.
He was 16
the thing is-
years as a head coach in Cincinnati before they realized, okay, maybe we should move on from him.
I mean, Tree said it before. The Steelers are the Chicago Bears in shinier colors.
Ooh.
Ooh.
His words, not mine.
No. There's a difference between the Steelers and the Bears. The Steelers are like the Packers, where they're very much in the family and conservative. They won't go out in free agency, and they'll build and draft.
I feel
I do not see the comparison.
I feel like with the Steelers, it's there could be a point where they draft and then they don't fire anybody. Everybody is family. I think the problem is I feel like the Steelers don't know, like, as an organization, as a whole, have never done something that is just really unprecedented, and it is finding the correct time to move off from people. I don't think they've ever been able to do that before, to where they can look at what they have and they go, okay, so we have a lot of really good guys, and we have this coach that can get them to a winning season, but not much beyond that. And I think, like, imagine if the Steelers went out and got John Harbaugh.
I'm horrible, but yeah, I get what you mean.
I think there's two cultures. I think just personality wise, like, his coaching style would definitely fit for Pittsburgh and to really get them over that hump. And I really,
Yeah, I mean,
and at the end of the day too, like, right? I think I look at Mike Tomlin. I think he's gonna get hired somewhere else easily.
Easily.
So it's not like you're not doing him any favors, right? You're doing him a bad service of just keeping him around. I think it's best to where we can admit that, we want to get to that next step, and if we're both present in the same area, I just don't see that happening.
And of
It
course,
really says something. It says something that even mainstream sports media is getting sick of the Steelers crap. Like, even ESPN is getting tired of this.
And also, here's a question for the Steelers. Who's your offensive coordinator going to be? Like moving
question.
forward?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Like, you can't keep hiring from within because clearly it's not working. Going from Randy Feetner to Matt Canada, just
If I'm the Steelers, I'm doing whatever it takes to get the offensive coordinator that the Browns fired. I'd be a good fit with them.
Mm-hmm.
well, the last Browns offensive coordinator I think of that got fired is Todd Haley.
Yeah,
I know.
Todd Haley did all right in the USFL. He did all right.
Yeah, but he also was a part of that shitty Steelers culture back in 2017.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just hope that the Steelers do figure it out, because I do like seeing the Steelers be a really good football team. There's just something special about them. I love the history that the Steelers have, and the fact that they're just stuck in the mud trying to press onward instead of getting on the boat that we're just paddling in, just a paddle boat right next to him, telling him to get on. Move on, it's time to move on, but yet they never do.
Move on, Morty. We're going on an adventure.
So, that's just me. That's just me.
Who else lost this weekend?
The Dolphins.
Cleveland.
Yeah, the Dolphins.
They get a pass.
They were on their fifth quarterback at that point.
Yeah, they get a Eagles get like the Browns get a pass for us dunking on them. You're fine. Weirdly, the Dolphins kind of get a pass, but it's like
skill issue. Play better when it's cold outside.
Actually, I'm gonna say something about the Dolphins. There's something I've been talking about with some friends about the Dolphins. Because they compare the Dolphins and the 40. Yeah, they compare the Dolphins and the 49ers.
Take a shot, people.
Because here's the thing: both of those teams have an offensive genius from the same coaching tree running them. They have a gadgety offense that it's really exciting and it encourages a lot of splash plays. But here's one thing that separates a team like the Dolphins from the Niners and why they failed in the cold element of Kansas City. The thing of the Dolphins is they're a finesse team. They have a lot of speed. They require a lot of spacing. They require Tyreek to run his routes, and they require Tua to make quick decisions under fire. However, and they require a really speedy running back like Raheem Mostert. They're a speed team, a finesse team. But here's the problem. In the cold elements, you need to be willing to play physical. You need to be willing to play dirty. Not dirty as in like kneecap your opponents, but dirty as in you need to be willing to dig deep and play an ugly game. And here's the thing: the Dolphins cannot play physical, unfortunately. Might be something about their line, might be something about their culture or their personnel, but I think it's a problem with the Dolphins. They don't have an off switch for their offense. They don't have a secondary option. If the Niners cannot finesse their way out of things, they're just gonna bully people with Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey. And I mean, George Kittle's a fucking bully, and Trent Williams wrecks people. The Dolphins don't really have anyone like that in offense. I
think a better comparison for this Dolphins team would be the 92-93 Kevin Gilbride Oilers.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Dolphins are falling to the same trap that Oilers team had. They had all the finesse, all the pizzazz, but they did not have a conventional running game, or they didn't. If I remember correctly, that Gilbride team didn't have a conventional tight end either. They just had a bunch of receivers.
Yeah,
the Dolphins do not have a tight end. They really don't have one.
Yeah, they haven't had a tight end since Mike Gesicki left for New England.
Yeah, and I think that's a problem with the Dolphins. That's why they failed in the cold conditions. In the cold conditions, teams like SF, Baltimore, Buffalo, Hell, I'd say Green Bay. They're willing to play. They're willing to get down and dirty and go in the trenches, play physical, play an ugly game that works. The Dolphins are not able to do that, and that's honestly why they just got completely flattened. Why that exciting offense just
Well,
like that.
there's
And
two Florida
unfortunately,
teams.
there's no real good tight ends in this draft that I see.
Well, Michael
Like,
Mayers, he's going in top 10. He's projected to go top 10 though.
But he's not going to be fall into the Dolphins.
No, he's not falling.
You
to
can't
I mean,
get
you can
blocked
always
out.
draft a tight end late. I mean, Mark Andrews and George Kittle were late picks.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, the best one I'm seeing right now for the Dolphins is maybe moving up to get Jatavion Sanders in the second round.
Or you could just draft your own Kittle in the 5th round. That also works.
Yeah, that could work, but I mean, that depends on who you find. I mean, the thing with the Dolphins is, I just feel like when the game, like, Miami is so good at speed, so good at, finesse and all that, that's like, it rarely, when the Dolphins are doing so well, it rarely ever comes down to the trenches. But, like, whenever a game, like, exclusively comes down to having to win in the trenches, it just feels like the Dolphins haven't been able to do that. They haven't been able to win those games.
Oh,
I
that's
feel-
another prediction I got right.
I feel
that
like
the
with the
that
Dolphins,
the Dolphins would the Dolphins would flubber out because these guys are basically the NFL version of the Flames. And guess what? Calgary Flames did it again.
True.
Ironically, the Dolphins are much better than the Calgary Flames in the present day.
Oh, present
Oh, yeah,
day, but
true.
like I think that stretch where they had where it was one and done. The thing that I feel about the Dolphins is I think they need to start, taking advantage of their home field. Because of all the top AFC teams, they all play in, like, except for, like, Jacksonville. They all play, like, when we talk about the Big Five at the start of this season, it was Buffalo, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Kansas City, and Jacksonville. 4 or 5 of those teams, when you play when it's January and you're playing in cold, tough football conditions, you have to make sure the ball is in your court. You have to make sure you're in Miami playing these games because it's going to be warm and you will never have to worry about the weather being as bad as it is. But now you have to go on the road where you're just inexperienced and everything. And then you look at the top teams in AFC history. They have been all cold weather teams. All of them. You can get away with that in the NFC because majority of the time, you're playing in a dome. Majority of the time. The worst weather environments for team-wise, there's only, honestly,
The Packers.
5, 6. Seattle in January when it's wet and cold, very, very miserable, very not fun to play. You have to figure out how to win those games. Chicago, super cold, super brutal. Green Bay, super cold, super brutal. Same thing, MetLife. Philadelphia, Washington, right? But tradition right now, Washington's, they're not going to be hosting anything anytime soon. You got, we could see the Eagles taking a step back. They're not going to be hosting anything too soon. Chicago, no offense to Bears fans, I hope they do something, but Chicago's likely not going to be the site of an NFC championship game anytime soon, right? All 6 teams that would consider to be playing in brutal conditions are not going to be hosting anything anytime soon. The toughest team and the toughest environment-wise is if it rains in San Francisco. That's the toughest.
No, hang on. There is a weather thing that San Francisco does have.
Wind.
No, the sun. The sun
Well, no,
fucking
Spencer, I'm
sucks at Levi Stadium.
I'm talking
Like-
about when it's January.
No,
Yeah.
seriously.
Because
Part of the
sun's
reason
not,
we-
the sun's not much of a factor in January. And don't get me wrong,
It
I think
is. It seriously is. Like, that 49ers-Vikings game in the divisional round, like, the sun was so bad, like, you couldn't you couldn't fucking see your receivers. It was like Jerry World bad.
Maybe.
I mean, to be
That's-
fair, that the Niners Stadium's design is not the best, so
Yeah,
if
Levi's
it was
defense
an
not the best,
advantage,
I
but-
mean-
it's unintentional.
I think at the end of the day, though, with the Dolphins, it's just this is a team that just needs to get tougher. They need to get, and they need, take advantage of your opportunities and get tougher.
I mean, the biggest
It's-
success that I can give the Dolphins is
Exactly.
that Tua did not get a concussion this year, which
Yep.
is it's huge going forward for Miami. It is without a doubt probably would be the most important thing for this team going ahead, which is Tua not getting a concussion. There's still that thought in the back of your head, but the guy can take a sack and not worry about it. But also,
You know what these guys are? They're the 2000 St. Louis Rams, where they had really good offensive play, but they just didn't go far in the postseason because they had to go in a brutal environment on the road. Sort of like how the St. Louis Rams couldn't handle going to New Orleans. The Miami Dolphins couldn't handle going to Arrowhead.
Basically.
Also, Dolphins, please don't choke a must-win game versus Tennessee again. Please don't. You guys were up by two scores. Win that game, you'd be playing in Miami.
Yep. Yep. Won't have to worry about that. They had just done what they had to do and win that game. But unfortunately, that is the past, and you can't change it.
Well, not yet, anyway.
Yeah, not yet, I guess. But yeah, I think that sums it up best regarding Miami and state of them.
Yeah.
Alright, so we talked about the Dolphins, Steelers, Cowboys, Eagles.
Do you have anything to say
Rams.
about the Rams?
Try again next year? That's
Yeah,
all I
try
got.
again.
They probably have the brightest future of all the wild card losers, and
Yeah,
most of that
they got
is because of
Puka
Puka Nakua, who my
Puka
mom
Chu.
thinks looks like an illegitimate Van Halen child.
I think he looks like Lord Farquaad if he was Polynesian.
I mean,
Oh.
as much as it pains
If you
me-
guys want in like non-football related news, the basketball powerhouse known as Western Illinois University is currently undefeated in their new conference.
God,
Ooh. Ooh.
Damn. So much better than their football team.
Mhm.
Hey, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, you cheer for Wait, what conference does Western Illinois play in college football?
They used to play in the Missouri Valley. Now they play in the Ohio Valley.
Div 2?
You have yet to be rizzing me.
Is it Div 2?
FCS.
Oh
see.
no, it's
I think
D1.
they're college basketball.
D1.
Yeah, college. It's D1. It's D1.
D1.
They go up
Yes.
against Eastern Illinois. They go up against SEMO, who was actually in March Madness last year, and they beat this year too. I'm just saying, if Western Illinois is playing in the March Madness game, we might have to put aside some UFL nonsense and have a watch party for that, because I would be unironically hyped for it.
Sure, why not?
Depends if I'm off for it. Which is
True.
it could depends.
Yeah, it depends if Luke can get off to it.
No, shut
So,
up.
so-
Shut up. Oh my god.
Grow up, guys. Grow
Oh
up.
my god! Stop
Please.
saying that.
Please don't bully me. I'll
Saying
come.
that. Oh
Jeez.
god.
Okay,
Oh,
alright,
God.
alright, moving on.
Okay, we're moving on to pick'ems. Can we get the pick'ems already?
Yep. I have it all down. Alright. So, for game number 1, we have the Texans and Ravens. I'm so excited for this game.
As much as I want the Texans to win, unfortunately, I gotta say Ravens, because let's be honest, the Ravens are a fucking machine. They're the one team that scares the shit out of me as a Niner fan. So Ravens easily win this. I mean, CJ Stroud will try to make things interesting, but I'm sorry, Baltimore is them, and Lamar is cool as fuck. So you know what? He deserves it. Just make sure he doesn't take a shit.
No, if you want Lamar to shit, it will be golden. It will be
Actually, that's what I said.
golden.
Texans, if you want the chance to win, don't make Lamar take a shit.
You want to make sure Lamar's diet consists of not prunes.
You know what? I'm gonna be bold. Give me the Texans. The Ravens really haven't impressed me in the playoffs since the Joe Flacco run of old, and that run, the 2012 run, and honestly, I've really liked what chemistry has been put together between CJ Stroud and Nico Collins, and also I really admire this defense stepping up. So I think these guys might be a legitimate threat to give Baltimore the old one and done, just like their brothers out in Tennessee.
Nick,
I will be going. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, you can go.
Yeah, I can go.
I was gonna say, Houston, we have a problem. We're not playing a elderly man at quarterback anymore. I think this is Lamar's time, man. I think this is finally time when Lamar starts making his case for the best quarterback in the NFL. Give me the Ravens.
All right, Nick, what do you got?
Oh boy, this is interesting, because on one hand, that's so much momentum after last week. They proved me wrong. They completely beat the shit out of the Browns, offensively and defensively. I was very impressed by them, and I really enjoy watching this Texans team. I really do. This team is giving me some 2021 Bengals vibes. I can't lie about that. They're giving me some vibes where it's like, if they somehow pull this off, this is a team that could seriously make the Super Bowl. Now, it's really important to note that the Texans and Ravens, they have faced off against each other this season. And all the way back in week 1. Granted, I have to note, this is week 1. Times were different back then. But it was definitely a true welcome to the NFL moment for CJ. He didn't exactly play well. It was his first game in the NFL, was to be expected against a very talented Ravens defense. And obviously, CJ Stroud now is a much better quarterback than he was in week 1. Now, the thing to note is I do also remember from that game, Lamar didn't exactly play well against the Texans. He really struggled in that opening game of the season. But Ravens defense played great, and you know what? And their offense, regardless of how Lamar played, still did enough for Ravens to win that game pretty comfortably. So the thing is, I'm expecting this to be a very close game. I think this will be a very close game. Lamar, it's now or never for Lamar to break this narrative that he can't perform in the playoffs, which I really do hope breaks. It gets really annoying when you hear the same stuff about a quarterback about how, this guy can't perform in the fucking playoffs. He's a choker, and it's like it gets annoying after a while. And I want to see Lamar prove them wrong. But with CJ Stroud, definitely feel like it's going to be a true test, because this Ravens defense is the best defense in football for a reason. I mean, that game against the Niners that they had was just pure masterclass of defense. That's the Ravens defense we're going to see I mean, for as great as CJ Stroud is, for as far as he's come in just 1 year, he's going to be in some trouble in this game. But at the same time, I know damn well the Texans will have a creative plan ahead for this game. And once again, I expect it to be a close game, but I'm going to go with the Ravens. A great game, but I'm going Ravens.
Ozza, who are you going for?
Ozza
Not
left.
He's out. He's out.
Ah, man's on his Destiny 2 grind. All right,
Gamer.
Bills, Chiefs.
Wait, Luke, who did you pick?
Oh, I picked the Ravens.
Oh, Ravens. Okay.
Oh, I'm the only one who picked the Texans?
No, I've asked for. I know Oz's picks.
Damn, that's crazy.
I got ahead of him. I got ahead of the game. I got ahead of the game
by
this
the way,
time. I asked for him earlier. So
Bills versus Chiefs. I think just my just me personally, I think both teams are fairly evenly matched, and you know they both have their Achilles heels. But I'm gonna say just narrowly, I'm picking Buffalo, mostly because it's gonna be played in Highmark Stadium.
I also say let's go Buffalo on this one, because you know, Stephon Diggs can catch the football. Meanwhile, the Chiefs wide receivers have two hands for each body.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me putting it as nice as I can possibly put it.
You
know, me-
Go ahead.
You know, like about the nicest way I can put it is Kadarius Toney was born January 27th, 1999 in Mobile, Alabama.
My thing with the Bills is
All I can say is Kadarius Toney makes Nelson Aguilar look like Jerry Rice.
my thing with this game is I think these are two teams that are both very flawed. They have seen each other a lot of times, and I mean we've seen games where they've been in Buffalo, where Buffalo's had a golden opportunity to start to establish themselves as better than the Chiefs when it comes to matter in a playoff game, right? We used to consider them being like the second best team in the AFC, and then Cincinnati came along and completely stole their title from under the rug. Now you got the Ravens that are back. This is a must-win game for Buffalo.
Actually, you know what? Can I change who I think is going to win?
Who?
Oh man, because I now realize who is actually going to win this game. Tony Romo, because he'll be able to ride both Allen and Mahomes' meat at the same time.
It is the correct pick.
That is correct. That is correct. I am gonna pick the Bills. They get it done. If not, well, at least you tried. Aiden, who
I
you
see.
got? Did Aiden?
I think my thing.
Oh,
I think
my
my thing of the Bills is that I think they're kind of. Let me think of they're kind of like the Niners in a way that they
There
aren't
he
exactly
goes again.
okay. They're not exactly fucked if they don't make it past this round. But if they fail in the playoffs, they're gonna have to make some serious decisions on like what they should do with the team. Like they're gonna have to retool, get younger, move some big contracts around because if they want to contend for a long time, they either gotta do it this year or figure out a way to like retool after this year. That's my thought on the Bills.
Get her done, Bill. Oh, Aiden, who are you picking? Did you pick the Bills?
Yeah, I pick the Bills.
All right, Nick, who do you got?
This is just like I see it. This has to be the year for the Bills. This has to be the year you get past the divisional round once and for all. This is the first time, and I mean, of all the matchups, it feels like every time the Bills and Chiefs play each other, it's always at Arrowhead. This time it's in Buffalo, and this time Patrick Mahomes, for the first time in his career, he has to play on the road in the playoffs. First time he's had to do this, and obviously in an environment like Buffalo, doesn't matter how great you are. That's a massive challenge to overcome when it's your first time doing this. And the thing is, I expect this to be a low-scoring game, especially seeing how cold it is and seeing how both defenses are. Because let's be real, the Chiefs are not here for defense, which couldn't have been said a couple years ago. But like, it's just this has to be the time Buffalo gets it done. It has to be. So I'm going to Bills.
Speaking of the Chiefs, all I gotta say is Morgana from Persona would be a better receiver than Kadarius Toney.
I will just say this about Chiefs Bills. I've been betting against Patrick Mahomes for a while now because I'm thinking he's getting into his Brady point in the career where he's constantly making the playoffs but isn't making the games. And as much as I want to bet against Mahomes, I'm going to bet against him. I think the Bills win this.
Get it done, Buffalo. Buffalo, please win. Just please win. Please, I beg you, win. All right. Next, we got yeah, the Hey Pack Arena versus the Niners. Aiden, you don't even have to tell me.
Oh, come on! You don't even.
I'm not even gonna
ask
ask.
me.
I'm not even gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming from Aiden, aka the dude who could fucking shit his pants and be like, this reminds me of the San Francisco 49ers when they hired Chip Kelly and
Damn, man.
Oh man.
God damn. I mean,
he's too stunned to speak.
this game is.
You just gave me a very good idea, Spencer. I should probably say that one time.
My question for this game is: how close are the Packers going to make it this game? The only way I see the Packers winning this game is if they find a way to shut down Deebo Samuel. That's the only way I see the Packers winning this game. You stop Deebo, you stop this Niners offense.
Because I'd say stop Deebo and CMC. I'd say both. You have to include both of them, in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I think the best chance for the win, you have that minimum, stop Deebo Samuel. The Niners without Deebo Samuel, when he's not a part of the game plan, are a very different team. If he's very involved, it's going to be a very long day for Packers fans. But if one thing the Packers can say is you can't complain about how bad this game goes. You have your next quarterback for the next 16 years that will be traded to the New York Jets and that will eventually play for the Minnesota Vikings. You can't complain. Packers fans have no right to complain about how bad it is. You had 5 weeks where you didn't know who your quarterback was.
I'm complaining as a Vikings fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I'm
That's
complaining too.
Spencer. You know who your quarterback is for in like 15 years. You know who your quarterback is. That's wild. I don't even know who my quarterback is in the next 15 years. I mean, that's why I said this game was nightmare fuel for NFC North fans that are not Packers fans. Because all I heard was, oh no, they're back. So, Good luck, NFC North. You're gonna need it. Good luck.
They're
I
not
know
back. They never left. That's
Mhm.
the thing. They never.
Well, no, they
left.
went on vacation and then they came back, and you're like, "Holy shit, you're
Yeah.
back!"
Yeah, vacation. That's a good way to put it.
Indeed. All right, so I don't, Spencer, you're going for the Niners, right?
Yes, please, for the love of God.
Nick, you're going for the Niners, right?
You want to say something? Can I say something?
Go
Because I do
for
just
it.
want to say. If I want to say some things with this game, because it's like the way I see the Packers versus Niners, this game's either gonna be close or the Niners blow the fuck out of the Packers. It's gonna be one of those games. And the thing is, I will say this with the Packers, and I will say this with still probably the most hated man in Green Bay, Joe Barry. Joe Barry is ridiculously flawed. He is Mr. 0-16, and he still has a job as a defensive coordinator. However, I will say, and Packers fans have said, Joe Barry is very good at stopping one-dimensional offenses. When there's an offense that is one-dimensional, chances are Packers should be able to stop them. The only thing is, obviously the 49ers are not a one-dimensional offense. It's not just going to be like with the Cowboys last week where if, like, freaking Dak and CeeDee Lamb are off, they're just going to fall apart, and I don't see that happening with the Niners, considering you have Debo, you have George Kittle, and obviously CMC. You have multiple options here, so unless the Packers put up a game plan that's on the level of what the Ravens did against the Niners last month, I don't see the Packers defense containing them. And I'm going to be completely honest when I say this. Packers right now, this is not in terms of how I see them doing, but in terms of like, okay, this is a team that they're a young team, that's really done much better than I think people were expecting, especially come postseason time and gain that massive win. Like, if I'm being honest, this game giving me similar vibes to what I had with Giants versus Eagles last year. It's giving me some similar vibes to that, where it's like, Packers, successful season, young team, but yeah, there's a good chance you're going to die against the 49ers. And obviously, let me make it very clear, Jordan Love is absolutely a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. Do not try and think that I'm trying to say they're the same type of quarterback, because not. But what I'm saying is, I just get the vibes from that game where it's like, Packers, it's great what you've done. You embarrassed the team in the playoffs, and you did better than anyone was expecting. Congratulations to you. But yeah, there's a good chance you're going to die in this game. And with that, I'm going to 49ers.
I wish my big question for this game is how close can the Packers make it this a game? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
How close are the Packers going to make this game? And the bright side is you have your quarterback, so you're not even allowed to complain that you guys got your molly-whopped. You have your quarterback. Mm-hmm. Bears have been literally begging for a quarterback during the full duration of Aaron Rodgers' career in Green Bay. I want to go as far as saying when Brett Favre got traded. I want to say as far like the Bears haven't had a quarterback to throw over 4,000 yards. So
I mean the Bears-Packers rivalry was truly contested was the 2000s. Mm-hmm. Like, it was really even in the 2000s, but obviously the rest after that speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm. The Vikings at least do well with them. They at least consistently split.
Your Vikings, I'm not worried about the Vikings. I think because Vikings are, no offense to Bears fans, better ran than the Bears.
Yeah, we know. Okay. I think I want to get to this topic another time, but
yeah, we'll get to it another time.
Yeah, we'll have Bear Appeal during the during the break.
Just how Bears talk in general. Just Bears talk. It will be time for Bears talk. The Bears takeover will happen.
Yeah, and I will be replaced with a GIF of Freddy Fazbear twerking.
Yes,
okay,
Spencer's getting into it. Yes.
Speaking of bears, can I be a Cal Golden Bear or Monokuma?
So,
I'm talking to the voices
Guys.
inside my hat. Give me a second.
guys, I have a confession to make.
What?
What's your
You're Freddy
confession?
Fazbear?
I'm picking the Packers.
Let me guess. The Jinx. Oh yeah, that's right. You hate the Niners even more, so
No.
that's why you.
No, this is not a jinx. This is not even me trying to be funny or anything. I think God hates the Chicago Bears. And therefore, I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers. And however much it pains me inside to do so, I know at the end of the day, I'm going to be right because when I'm playing Smash Brothers with my friends tomorrow, and at 10 o'clock I see the score is going to be 38-20, I'm going to jump out the nearest window. And this will now be the Untitled Sickles Project, formerly featuring Kate.
Thanks for the Jinx, man.
I farted and a poopy almost slipped out.
What?
He's pulling his cock out!
Look, the less questions you ask, the better.
I'm talking to the voices
Okay,
inside my
so-
hat. Give me a second.
You know what?
Considering
This-
Luke is
this-
having ADHD brain moments,
Hey,
I'll
Lois!
start off with the next one. For the last game of the evening, we will have Lions and Buccaneers.
Oh, sorry, I thought you
Mr.
were...
Max Aura, who are you picking?
Lions.
I'm picking the Lions. I mean, great story Baker, great Moxie Buccaneers, but unfortunately, yeah, the Lions are gonna be chewing your kneecaps.
Here's the thing, Baker, I congratulate you on making 9 figures as a NFL quarterback very soon. The man's gonna be netting a nice 9-figure contract. Congratulations! I did not think it was possible.
Mm-hmm.
I am blown away. I hope that you get some good money with it. I hope that they're able to keep Mike Evans on top of that too, because they're still
hope
gonna
Baker-
need. He's gonna need
I
all
hope
the
we
help
get
he
Baker
can get.
instead of, him.
I think Baker can do a good job. He just needs wide receivers to
Hey,
get
how
them to
about
the next
Justin
level.
Jefferson and Jordan Addison?
Why would-
They're good wide receivers.
There's no way in hell that he's gonna that Baker Mayfield is gonna be available in free agency. There ain't no way. Ain't
Please
no
let
way.
me dream.
Spencer,
Spencer.
your new quarterback is Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Spencer, who are you
Don't
picking?
worry, Spencer. You'll make it to one NFC championship. And then lose to the Lions, who start the next bounty gate.
Oh, they already are starting it. I mean, look at Kirby Joseph.
Just be glad you're not facing the Niners.
Yeah. So
But yeah, my mom was very upset that I chose the Rams last week, so I'm gonna have to go with the Lions to get back on her good side. Love you, Mom.
nice.
Nick, what is your choice?
My pick is the Detroit Lions. I just Tampa Bay, great run, but yeah, your time's ending here. But by the way, I do just want to bring up the question that reporter asked Todd Bowles about the weather in Detroit.
Bruh.
Like, how are you gonna deal with the weather in the Detroit? And it's like, and Todd's like, we're playing in a dome.
Bruh.
Because the thing,
I know what the weather is gonna be.
I mean,
Bowles. It's gonna be cloudy with a chance of dome.
I think Todd Bowles is a decent enough coach. But I need to see the Bucks do more before I can call them truly dominant. The only benefit they have is they're playing the
I
weakest
still don't see him
division.
as a good coach, but I don't see him as a terrible coach either. He's not a bad one. He's just mid.
And I honestly think he's an elite coordinator.
Oh
Like,
yeah, he's a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Don't deny
like
that.
if by some awful thing we lose Flores, I'd love to have Bowles as our replacement for him.
Yeah, I think Bowles is still going to be a coach for the Tampa Bay Bucks for at least next year. Todd Bowles is a
Keep in mind, this
coach.
is the Glazers we're talking about.
Yeah, true. We know that, the fucking Glazers. By the way, I just want to say, I mean, on the plus side for Tampa Bay, their fortunes have turned around ever since Mr. Beast uploaded that video when he was featuring him with the Buccaneers.
Yeah, this is normally the opposite supposed to happen. Normally they're supposed to be starting to give stuff away now. This isn't my Mr. Beast that I know of.
Mr. Beast!
Mr. Beast! I really hope the UFL has something.
Memes. Like
I
memes
really
up
hope.
the
I mean,
wazoo.
we're getting beer snake. We're getting beer snake. So beer snake isn't going away. I'm extremely happy with that. We got Battle.
course,
Like I'm going
oh,
for.
it's the law,
I'm on the
baby.
side of the Battlehawks because I think they're the most attractive team. Going
Most attractive? Like you wanna have sex with him, bro?
Spencer, I'm spraying you with a water bottle. Spritz, spritz, spritz. Bad, bad, bad. Spritz, spritz. Bad.
Come out to St. Louis and find out, baby.
No. I will go to every single Battlehawks road game first. I mean, we can shift gears to the UFL.
No, wait. Before we do that, let's talk about the weather. Ooh.
Or
'Cause we've had
before that,
spicy
I
weather.
could make my pick.
Oh, sorry,
Everyone
Tegan.
forgets-
I forgot.
Everyone forgets my picks, man.
Don't worry, Tegan. When the UFL starts, we won't forget your picks.
I'm picking Tampa Bay because Baker Mayfield is my spirit animal.
Interesting.
Very respectable.
Fascinating.
Anyway, the weather. We have
we had a
received.
bad snowstorm, and I hated it. And I hated every single second of it.
How many inches did you get?
36. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry. 13. 13-ish.
And you
13?
mocked
Oh.
us.
13.
Oh.
13 or 13 to 14 inches.
Oh,
But it
you
was
were
like,
talking centimeters.
I was
Like
doing
a
centimeters.
fucking.
Sorry,
like a
I'm
fucking
doing
loser.
what every country but 2 talks about units of measurements.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
So it's about 13 to 14 inches of snow, and because of that, I've lost 3 days of work, and I'm very pissed off.
All I can say is it's raining as hell over here. It's raining.
Yeah, I just gotta say, we should be getting rain starting on Sunday. We have been rain Monday and Tuesday too.
It's raining now.
The Midwest decided that we didn't have our rightful fulfilling of snow and cold, so we got more. It's to the point where my stepfather has now had an entire week added on to his current break because of it.
Meanwhile, in Michigan, we have gotten 24 inches of snow, and we are getting very cold nights. In fact, tonight we are supposed to hit -6 degrees Fahrenheit, which is which in metric is fucking cold.
Oh, you think that was bad?
Well, not
Earlier-
really. I mean, we have Lake Michigan that helps shield us from a lot of the cold, but the downside of that is that it means we get a lot of evaporation into lake effect snow, which adds 3 or 6 inches onto every single storm. But on the
We
bright
had-
side, it's perfect weather for like snuggling up near a fireplace with somebody you love. But why
that's
doesn't
awesome.
anybody love me? Oh!
That's awesome. But also here in bumfuck Illinois, we were at -20 degrees and had a -45 wind chill.
Ugh.
Yeah,
You
that's
could not
fucking cold.
stand out there
Congratulations.
for 5 minutes.
I remember my mom was she went to school on an Air Force base in Alaska, and one of the things they said at the beginning of the school year was when it gets cold out, don't run. Your lungs will collapse and you will die. That's how cold it got up there.
Sounds like good advice.
So like if you're like on the street and a car comes up to you, you have to very slowly say, "Please don't hit me," because like no running or your lungs will literally freeze.
That's fair enough.
There you go. New nightmare for Lucas.
No, nothing. There's no nightmare. The only nightmare that you're getting from me is
The
the
McChicken.
Oh.
Chris Collinsworth like being a pedophile.
I mean, that's when he was like really young. I'm pretty sure he's grown the fuck up. It felt like this the saying I felt like it was very 80s, and then he realized, oh, I can't say creepy stuff like this. I have to be careful of what I say.
Still, it's like fucking. I'm sure even in the 80s, you had to be smarter than that to say, "Oh, once they're 18, they're too smart for my antics."
No, no. I just like the video had like very 80s, 70s vibe, but
Oh.
still creepy as
Yeah.
heck.
I mean, just ask. Hold on. Just want to make sure I'm not falsely accusing the man here. Shit, who am I talking about here? Oh yeah. Yeah, just, I'm sure Woody Allen would agree.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh dear. Yeah, God.
Yeah, don't be surprised if, the Epstein Island list says, now here's a guy who's been on the island.
Oh no.
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Karl Malone who's gonna be next on the list.
Oh god.
Oh no. No. No, it's just nastiness all over. It's just plain old nasty. Blech. Alright, anyway,
Anyway.
this has been the weather. We hope your weather doesn't suck.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Alright, now the UFL. So it has happened, boys. The two leagues have merged. They're doing their dispersal drafts and their regular drafts. And I gotta say, I mean, my favorite roster so far is definitely the Battlehawks. AJ McCarron's not coming back, but I think Case Cookus will do a really good job for the Battlehawks.
Hang on, which one is am I talking like really loud and distorted and funny right now?
Not really.
No.
God damn it, where's the microphone? Come on. Where is it? Fuck. Oof, oof, oof. Come on, give me funny.
You're not getting it.
Case
Let it go.
cook it. Case cook it. There we go. Come on.
Close enough. Close enough.
Damn it. If only I had my old rock band mic, I really knew how to do the funny on that thing.
Mm.
Oh, hang on. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Now you sound more like a potato. There you go.
So Luke, what is on the agenda now?
I mean, there's hockey, there's some baseball news, there's my scorching hot take being the Maple Leafs. You know, I'm not ready to talk about hockey quite yet. Wait till the football season's done, and then we'll dive more into the NFL.
Oh, once we do talk about football, talk about hockey, I'd love to have my guy Brendan on here to talk about the Red Wings. Are they good?
Oh, I have a nuclear hot take for everyone that you might agree with.
Okay.
I think Puka Nacua will be the first wide receiver to get 2,000 yards.
Ooh.
I can see that happening.
But the counterpoint is they have Cooper Cup.
Okay, with Cooper Cup, Puka Nacua was still target number 1.
I know, but I'm saying you would not need Cooper Cup to be on the team for him to get 2,000 yards. My point is the Cooper Cup is a very good second read and a very good second option aside from Puka Nacua. It's the only way I see them Puka Nacua getting 2,000 yards receiving is if Cup isn't on the team.
Yeah, if Cup gets hurt again.
Mm-hmm. But Cup just stopped being on the team, period. Like, that's how I see it.
Fun fact about Puka Nacua this season, though, against Arizona, he only managed to get 4 catches, and both times he only got 26 receiving yards and 27 receiving yards. So it's fair to say that Arizona is Puka Nacua's boogeyman.
Well, everybody needs a weird Achilles, like
how
for some-
every Packers QB has to go to Minnesota to end their career.
Mm-hmm.
much like how every Eagles team could not figure out how Larry Fitzgerald can be stopped. Like, that man just straight up dominated the fucking Eagles.
I'm not so sure. I mean, I would probably say most of our stuff for other sports for when football isn't the dominant thing. We do have in 2 weeks our top 10 L's of the year.
Top 10? I thought we only had to do 5.
Well, each 5. It's more of top 20, 30 to 20 L's of the year. Depends how many people are in this stream. It's going to be on a Sunday.
All right.
So it's good.
Fair
That's
enough.
going to be on a Sunday during the Pro Bowl.
All right. I'm running out of energy. We're approaching 1 o'clock here in
I think
Michigan.
we're gonna wrap it up in the next 2 hours. Best luck to all the teams in the playoffs, and we'll be back Saturday, or unless I don't know, a hurricane comes around and you get Friday night off again. We'll see, but we'll be back live again. Maybe Saturday. We might, maybe, because I have brunch with my dad.
Mhm.
So maybe we'll see what time brunch is. Hopefully it's like at 11, so I can do a quick hour and a half previewing the championship weekend.
No, Luke. Traditionally, once takes place to You're ignoring your access on the right.
What?
What happened?
What?
Was Kenny in the chat? Oh my God! They killed Kenny.
Alright, Spencer, just
You bastard.
Spencer, pull it out of your mouth, okay?
How did you know what I was doing? God damn it!
I had an idea. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yep. And make sure you... And make sure...